Okay, I would think this would be working. Now, wait a second. Do I see? No. Chat viewing options. Live chat. Let me show the live chat. Yes. Okay. I wonder if people are going to join in on this thing. Do I have to push a button to actually make this go live? Because it shows 0 people. No, apparently it is live. Died aviation. Oh dear, that could be a possibly dubious. No, there was no death involved. It is live. Hi. It's been a quiet week. It's been a week since I posted my video on airspace closures for rockets. And this morning, we had Boom Supersonic going Supersonic. XB1 Boom, right? They actually sent me a little care package a while ago. I even got like a VIP tag, but I had been booked into the Astro Awards, which was basically a few days beforehand, right? And so I don't know if you've noticed, if you've been following me on the Twitters, you'll know that I was not only at Astro Awards talking on panels and things about spaceflight storytelling and careers in spaceflight, but on Saturday night, I was the DJ at the party, and I'm going to say I think that we did, in fact, rock it to the joint. I mean, I would say rock the joint, but that's... I can't say I actually rocked the joint, but there was lots of rockets involved, and the party was definitely rocketing. Anyway, did the bass cat... What? What are you talking about? Anyway, Boom did send me this. It is a Lego model, and it's been sitting since before Christmas, and I haven't been able to do any time building Lego models. I've got a bunch of them. So I wanted to start out with this. I was like, let's just chill out. You know, I really have to make some videos. And I'm not sure whether I want to make a deep space update or I want to do a Boom update, or I've got like the DJ thing that I need to do. I also spent some time in a flight simulator and Hey Fireflies, and there's so many stories to do. And I'm just like, maybe I'll just sit and build a Lego set and chill out for a minute, right? You know, like relax with a beer, one that is called a Tall Hat Imperial IPA. So that means IPA is already Imperial, so this is even more Imperial. It's double Imperial. It's Imperial to the double. But anyway, 9% alcohol, by the way, so maybe not the best thing to do. But thanks for all showing. Good Lord, look at all you guys showing up here. So yeah, also, I did get a t-shirt, XB1, and I don't know why that's sitting there, because it's going to get things. I got there we go, that's the design on the back. I actually brought this to wear at the Vulcan Lounge for my DJ set, and then we had a sound check issue that meant I wasn't able to play, and it was like 5 minutes before my set, nothing was working, and I was getting very concerned, and I completely forgot to get into all my t-shirts. The idea was I had costume changes where I would start out with different t-shirts and slowly, you know, show them off over time. Do I think the Raptor failed relight on an IFT7? I didn't catch that message because it happened too fast. Let's pull this Lego out, and I'll try and pay attention to your chats, right? Good evening, T260. Okay, we get some stickers. So this is a Lego kit, which means they buy the stuff off of Bricklink, and oh, the bag's already burst. Well, so much for gnawing. I hope I haven't lost anything. I've heard of the movie Apollo 18. I will not say that it is necessarily accurate. By the way, at Astro Awards, I did meet Dave's... Duke. Charlie Duke! Charlie Duke! I was like, who did I meet again? And I'm going to say the highlight of my presentations at the awards was the fact that he was very enthusiastically applauding when I talked about my about basically how I thought that the DART mission was actually really important in terms of adjusting, you know, demonstrating humanity's ability to control spaceflight. Okay, this is step one. We're going to build some wings, right? Okay. Yes, the Charlie Duke. I'm building a little... I'm actually going to put this here so you can see what I'm building. Oh, you know what? I can close this. Look at this. Defying gravity. Right, my wife's off seeing Wicked again with her friends, by the way. You know, for those of you who are into that kind of thing. That is a good question. Is the XB1 the only plane with supersonic plane with 3 engines? I don't know. Well, the Space Shuttle. Space Shuttle has 3 main engines. Ha! Sometimes you think for a second, and very quickly you're like, aha, aha, ha, ha, ha. Okay, so I don't think. Yes, so I think nulling's not going to work. Maybe the new Chinese thing. Okay, so that's 8. That's that. Then this, and then we have to find. And so I people like to do the nulling thing, and I don't tend to do it because I'm, you know, chatting with you guys, and it would be an incredibly boring stream. So that's 6. Okay, so we get a little bit of wing stuff, and this is a sticker thing that goes on it. So now next is a little flat curvy piece that gives it some vibes like this. It goes in and flattens that out on there, and we have a curved, it's like a, I think it's supposed to be a roof section. Now, by the way, I also have noticed that the Artemis kit, Lego kit, is seems to be back ordered on Amazon. I don't know, or anything. Wait a second, I can't find this piece. That's not a good sign. Am I already going to get into this and then find out I can't build this thing? Oh, it says 3 of these. That's fine. So 1, 2, 3, and 2. How does that work? God, I can barely see this. There's hidden lines here. I think I have to do this twice, by the way. Oh, I see. Right, okay, I see how this goes. So we do 1. That makes total sense. So you use repeating parts, and then the problem is I've got a sticker that's going to run between 2 parts. So that means I can never disassemble this model. This part goes on the wingtip as well. So this is presumably pointing like down the axis of, you know, attack or whatever on this thing. Okay, so it says to use one of the stickers. I should have not left the stickers in there. Thoughts on that F-35 video? So yeah, obviously they weren't moving that. That rotation was fast. I think one of the interesting things I noticed was the pilot that had ejected was falling under a fully deployed chute, and he was ahead of the aircraft, which means it could well have been that he ejected when it was upside down, and still had some glide energy. So I don't know if it was probably still under power, but it definitely looked like it had got entered into some sort of deep stall and spin. So that, yeah, could be like, it looks like it could be a control failure or something like that. I mean, these modern fighters, they're unstable. They're very hard to fly. And they have all these fancy fly-by-wire systems that keep the human pilots able to control it. You know, we let the computers do it, and sometimes computers have issues. But I don't honestly know, and I'm sure we'll find out more over time, and I have put this sticker on backwards. Oops. Will I ride on Overture when it enters service? If it's affordable. It is a big question. Old men totally play Lego. Did you know that there's video actually out there of Don Pettit on the space station using Lego? Right? So NASA actually has a Lego manual that they issued for the space station for a bunch of like science projects you could do for educational outreach. And as we know, Don Pettit, oldest astronaut to spend like a full mission in space. So respect that dude, right? Big time Don respect. So this, where? Oh, I see how that goes. That goes there. And then we need a piece like that. And you know, you guys don't really know what I'm saying when I say that, but it's just like that, not like that, right? You guys know Tommy Cooper? Probably not, because you're not British. Oh, that totally sort of works. Nice. Am I Team Neutron or Team New Glenn? I was Team Let's have drinks and party at the Astro thing, people. The Rocket Lab, I really liked the Rocket Lab person, Rebecca. She had come to collect awards and she got lots of them. And yeah, I even got her to sign my badge because, you know, why not? So this is 8. This should look for an 8. This is an 8. Is it an 8? Yes, it's an 8. There was lots of fun had. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Scott! You have never done Lego. What? Oh, there's an Ice Road GSLV launch. So I think I have to do a thing about Boom. That's really kind of important to me. I went and visited their place. They sent me this. So I'm just like hanging out. Yeah, we're Team Giant Rockets here. Who isn't on Team Giant Rockets? Okay, 6 of these. We gotta think of the cool things that are going on in this world and not the embarrassing things. Okay, we gotta do this. I mean, there's this whole like, you clicked up, but my connection was apparently bad enough to bring me, but I guess you'll stay here for now. Well, this is not a game, yes. That's why I would stay away from, you know, who was it? Who was the dude that tried to impeach Clinton and then was, like, jailed for pedophilia? Dennis Hastert, remember him? Yeah. Sorry, you know, political. Somebody was, like, talking about that, so I thought I'd better, you know, make sure they understood the reality. What do I... What's your... on your laptop? Do you know New Origins and Kerbal? No, I think Google is taking that hanger, right? You picked up the somewhat... there's so much going on. I did see the video about the meteorite and the doorbell thing. This is so... it is very hard for me to pay attention to everything that is being stated in chat. So just relax, chill out, grab a beer, fly safe, and I'll maybe respond when I see what's going on. Do you think we'll send a human to... I would really like to see a human going to an asteroid before going to Mars, simply because you can send humans out of the Earth-Moon system and bring them back in a much shorter time period. So it's like a baby step between going from Earth to Mars, Earth to the Moon and Earth to Mars. And I think that's important. It's like a dry run for a bunch of the deep space systems to make sure that everything's working. But I know that the person that is really interested in Mars is probably not going to do that. I think this needs to be a darker one. I think there's 2 colors of gray here, and I have to make sure I get the correct colors of gray. Oh, I see how this works. This goes in here, and then there's a dark gray one that goes on top, and a light gray grabby thing that goes underneath. So this is some structure that we're building here. I have no idea what this is for, but I suspect that when we finish putting it together, we will in fact have a plane, right? There's no parts here. That's very strange. It's always the little parts that seem to be missing from these, like, unofficial sets. I'm gonna, you know, it's concerning when we get these sets that are created by these companies. They're sort of like give them to fans and whatnot, and then they miss pieces. I think this is what it's supposed to be right here. I think the colors in this are dubious. Okay. Oh my God, I missed it. I missed it. Who did? Somebody just sent $20. Hey, gotta. How do I see the name? How do I see the name? Ah, there. Camtech. Thank you very much. You'd appreciate the engineering I put into your Lego car. Yeah, Lego cars are a whole lot of. What MPD thrusters? Those are the ones that are based on magnetoplasma dynamic thrusters that are using water and things like that. What do I think about them? I mean, I wish I knew more about them. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so we gotta get like a little transparent thing. This one, huh? I guess this is actually a real thing. Gosh, that's... I can almost not see this. It's like totally transparent. Yeah, the off-brand stuff is really hit or miss. So I would not recommend... I made a whole video about my... what do I call it? The stand, right? How, yes, I bought it and it was really borrowed heavily from some sort of professional Lego creators. And I felt that I needed to send the creators of that money. It was, because they had really done a lot of legwork in designing the kit. And the pieces that came, they didn't fit well. I ended up having to glue huge chunks off it. So your caveat emptor, I believe, is the correct term, right? You're not going to get really high quality stuff out of this. And we have to have a little black stud on top. Or is it black? It's really hard to tell. Should it be this or should it be this? I'm going to put this on for now. Lego sets, yes, they can be, especially Butch and Sunny. That's, yeah. So one charitable way to read that tweet is you get to call from, somebody sees something on the TV and calls his buddy on the thing, say, I think we should do something about this. It's like, yes, we'll do it as soon as possible. Yeah, magnetoplasma dynamic. Okay, so now it's telling me, I think we put this on sideways like this and it matches up. So I'm presuming that these go like this. Oh. There we go. Look at this. We got something. So this is going to be a decent sized kit in the end. This is Lego Fortnite. Yeah, I mean, it's really Lego does an amazing job with their engineering. Like the tolerances on their molds are sort of legendary. And so also the measurements, like there's so much synergy between the pieces. So the basic design of Lego is actually incredibly well thought out. And I think as engineers, people look at this and they really appreciate that sort of beauty that comes from this. I think this goes here. Thank you, Inca, for everything. I'm just hanging out today, making stuff. Yes, I saw it was at Busan in Korea. They had a fire towards the rear of the plane. And thankfully, everybody got off. I don't know if this is sold on the Boom Aerospace site, but you could find out. I mean, I'm surprised if they make a limited one, you think they might be able to make it for others. Let me just put this here for a moment. I'm looking for these. Okay, so these go in and they go in here. So we're building this up the back and then do another one here. Oh yeah, they made us. So as I said, I went to get. So I've had the Artemis set on my Christmas list for the last couple of years, and nobody bought it for me. So I went to buy it, and I noticed that everywhere has it on back order, and I'm kind of worried that it might be getting deleted at this point. After all, nobody's a big fan of Starline or SLS. So I thought I'd better get it. So if any of you are thinking about it, now's possibly a time to think about it. But yeah, it is, SLS. Not the most glamorous thing, but hey, it's a rocket, right? Rockets are sort of important. Where does this thing go? Oh, I see how this goes. It goes along the back here. Okay, so we got to find an 8. I like, it actually has measurements on this in millimeters. Yeah, well, SLS has had a lot of engineering put into it beforehand. And yes, SLS does work, but the question is, will SLS work faster and cheaper than SpaceX launching Starship, right? There's obviously Starship, SpaceX, they've chosen a development path which involves being hardware rich, right? And that's great if you can accept the bad PR and the awesomeness that will be involved. I need to put one of these things in here. Okay, so I just got scared and I just decided I better add it to my list. I better just go out of my way and get it. Because, it would be sad not to have it. The problem is I've actually sort of refrained from building. I've got a couple of Lego sets I don't on display anymore because I just don't have space. So I'd like to fix that. I really want to put some shelves behind me that can solidly display the Lego sets that I have. Okay, so there's a slight height difference here. I guess that's what's going on. I was trying to figure out why they would do it this way. But yeah, they have a slight change in height. I need a bigger house. I need a bigger studio. That's what I need. In fact, I've got so much stuff in my studio. I'm starting to run out of room for just even moving around. Okay, so here we go. And you probably will be making a proper video on this later, just so you know, on the actual thing. I've had a week of non-stop mucking around trying to make stuff happen. And I kind of just feel like chilling out for a minute. Is that okay? You guys okay with me sort of like chilling out? So this now goes on the side. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. Work harder. Work harder. So, yeah, other things I did while I was away. For those that haven't been keeping up with my adventures, I did Astro Awards, DJ, etc., right? And I stopped in Dallas so I could fly flight simulators with a viewer, somebody that's been sort of on and off following me. And it was an Embraer 175. And so I did a whole bunch of like really good training in that, learned how to take off, land, adjust the auto throttles, do all the real modern management stuff. And then we did some harder stuff like failing an engine at V1. And then eventually we did some stupid stuff like flying under bridges. What are hidden issues with constructing? I think we would need to have a lot more people flying before we would start having presidents fly. But that's down to the Secret Service that is famously conservative in terms of how they allow what they will allow a sitting president to do. Then again, the currently sitting president's pretty old, so it's not like he's staying around for a long time. Here we go. Here we go. This goes on here. First robotics challenge. I don't know about what first robotics challenge is, but I should mention that if you join my Discord and start asking about Runway Project, we're doing season 7. Runway Project is for people that like building planes. You can build a fighter aircraft in Kerbal Space Program, put weapons on it, and then you send it in with some art, and then we send it into a giant Thunderdome, and they all fight it out, and scores come out the other end. Now, each of the rounds is done with a theme, so it's like, hey, wouldn't it be great to have big engines and small guns, or little engines and big guns, or build planes that can take off from the sea. And so yeah, it's a competition. We're going to be running it, and we are hopefully going to have another season worth of strange stuff. Now, part of the stuff that I like about it is that you're supposed to submit art, right? Or at least we will judge you based upon your looks, right? The idea being that you got to have a good looking plane. So if you submit art, then you have a chance to earn more points than you do from just blowing up your enemies, right? Sure, it is great to, vanquish the enemy ahead of you and crush them and hear the lamentations of their women. But, to hear that you got 10 points because you made me laugh, that's special. But, it's all up to you. Lamentations of the women's versus 10 points because I'm drunk. I cannot see the piece that I need to have here. I'm sure it's somewhere. Anyway, yeah, if you look at the bottom of my videos, there's the description section, which includes information on like where you can find my social media and stuff. And you can use that to go and you can use that to join my Discord server. Here we go. This one goes here. Could I get in here like this? There we go. It's not too bad. Like, it's starting to look like a fuselage, didn't? I don't watch Squid Game. I'm not sure why. Like, I don't have that much time. Obviously, the thing I'm watching right now, Severance Season 2 has just started, so that's got me in the first couple of episodes again. I love just logging onto social media a few days later and people are like seeing absolutely minuscule details, and it makes me feel that I'm watching a deeply complex show, which somehow Ben Stiller is the executive producer on. And hey, yeah, I actually like Ben Stiller, but this doesn't speak Ben Stiller to me. Still looking for that one piece that should go here. Oh, no, that's not it. Yeah. Oh, here it is, here. Here it is, here. Great. Oh, right, we got this. And the next part. We got this part to do here. Hold on. Got another one of these things here. Getting the pointy bit at the front is kind of hard. This is about as good as they can do, I think. It doesn't feel quite as right. What do you mean? Why do American people say Tuesday instead of Tuesday? Like, doesn't that sound stupid? Tuesday? Tuesday? Huh? Kitten Space Agency, I really hope it succeeds, because I think that Dean Hall is a good and honest person, and I want him to succeed, and I would be very happy if KSA is able to deliver a spiritual successor. And some people are like, no, you can't use kittens, people won't take it seriously. And I'm like, I don't care, I like kittens, right? So yeah. Okay, what do we got here? We got this. Okay, I don't know why we don't do that one earlier, but okay, this goes, this goes in here. Yeah, as long as the orbital mechanics are serious, as long as like they can slowly suffocate in space, isn't that all that matters? Wait a second, I think I've missed a few pieces. Oh yeah, gotta put those in. Some parts that I keep missing because I'm doing it slow. The pieces are all come from different sets, and some of them are slightly yellow. It's like, what are you gonna do? That goes in there. And this goes out here. And there is like a 3er that goes in this spot here. Oh, hey, Space Katana! Lovely, thank you very much for being the space. Hello and goodbye. You need sleep. Yes, you do. I need sleep. I was working so hard this weekend. Like, it was panel, party. You know, and you think, oh, party, that's not hard. No, you got to be like constantly trying to be the, you know, relevant, and you get constantly people coming up and like trying to get pictures, and I'm like, okay, I got to do slightly different pose each time, you know, so that everybody doesn't get the same garmless pose. So it's always like, I'm either like pointing at the person or high five blues, or it's like sign of the devil, or sometimes I stand this side and I'm like, hey, look at this person, or like this, or like, like, you know, you gotta like mix it up a little so that, you know, people like they collect them, they can trade them between each other, right? But I've sort of said this before, that Astro Awards, the reason I ended up going there was because they asked if I would DJ. And I don't know how serious they were, but I was very serious when I got the opportunity because I love playing records. And I might actually do, I've noticed that there's a Twitch DJ program. And if I get a bit more time, I might seriously set up a second channel and just do Twitch DJ for a bit. You know, may or may not work, but I like the idea. Oh wait, I've made a mistake here. I gotta do this. No, I can't link the trailer because it's on an iPhone. I'm running this just sort of like going, so I can't link the trailer right now because I don't really know how to do that in using the iPhone YouTube thing. Okay, so we're getting the wings. Now, the XB1 has wings which are really swept. The Lego itself is a supersonic aircraft. See? XB1. Right. Yeah, you think I'm like a professional streamer. I literally opened up the YouTube app, said, you know, stream, bang, boom, gone. Excellent. There we go. That's how it works. Easy stuff. Okay, so we got to stretch this down here. So we got a couple of these things. Lucky my doggy is Barky by the sound of things. Barky Lucky Doggy. Yes, Lucky. That's him over there. He's probably sniffing something or smelling something or hearing something, but whatever it is, he is wanting to defend the space. Okay, it is a 2-stud white piece, and it looks like this. Yeah, RC planes. That would be nice. Okay, and I should have one of these in here. I appreciate the Lego master designers using like magic stuff, using like different colors and things. Okay, we're doing this. Now, what is this slidey white bit supposed to do? We got to start on a new piece. So let's stick this here for now. That's the fuselage. My dog is called Lucky. he is called Lucky because we found him on the street. And he's lucky he found us, and we're lucky he found us. And so Lucky is a very important name. And he keeps looking up when I keep saying Lucky. So yes, Lucky. He has been an absolute asset to the family. Brought us lots of love. He's getting a little old now, but I'm hoping he'll stick around for a bit longer. And I can keep giving him treats. Okay. Here we go. Lego Falcon 9. Yeah, that might be a cool thing. Yeah. We've had him over. He's currently wearing his his harness, so he looks like he's getting ready for some sort of weird, adult video thing. Okay, so this. Okay, I must have missed a page. Like this. Oh, I see. Okay, so this. Have I missed a piece? Hold on. I definitely missed a piece in here somewhere. I need to put a 4-piece on top there. I somehow missed. Okay. I'm holding my breath as if it'll make it easier to find the piece. There we go. I see. So this goes in here. That looks odd. Like, really odd. There's something I'm missing here. Gotta verify this. I think I need another step up here. I should do some more live astronomy. Yeah, so I am just trying to make sure that I've had some software stability issues, and I really want to make sure that if I'm doing live astronomy that I'm not running into them. So that's the main reason why I haven't got around to that. But we've had some beautiful weather. I have done it. I have made some really long exposures. There we go. So it has a very slight curve downwards on it. You see that? So this thing moves up just a touch. No, it doesn't have an air brake. Oh yeah, there's some great plans for these ships, but I just don't have the... I'm not going to go to a Bricklink and buy all the parts individually. Who made the XB1 set? It's made by Ishiban Toys, and I know they do a bunch of corporate things for nerds. Yeah, supersonic aero brakes totally exist. The space shuttle has them. It has a split thing. Live astronomy, NDI video, non-destructive. Wait, okay. Okay, so we gotta do this. So we're building out these wings now. I will come back to DJ, and if anybody has a serious space event and wants to fly me out for it so I can play records, that's pretty much what it takes to get me to your event. Unfortunately, I can't do it for free. I get a day job and everything else going on, but I'm other than that, I'm actually pretty cheap. It's funny. I was in the same plane as Cyan Proctor. She was on Inspiration 4, and she's got all the premium American Airlines benefits, and I'm in the coachiest of coach class. And she helps me get on the plane early, which is just kind of funny that she did this. Why there? Oh, I see what's going on here. This should be a 4 and a 2 rather than a 6. Okay, fix this. I would love to come back to DEF CON as a DJ. I actually DJ'd at DEF CON 10. and nobody knew who I was, nobody remembers who I was, but I would 100% come back to DEF CON for Aerospace Village and, you know, hangout parties, DJ, that kind of thing. Oh, I would so do that. But I mean, the thing is, now I do it with the visuals. The visuals are a big deal for me. That's what sort of sets me apart. And I could totally do like infosec themed visuals. Like I can think of some stuff that I would add, because you know I know a fair bit about hacking the Gibson. Yep, that's right. You know what I mean, right? Hacking the Gibson. No, the XB, that's the XB59. XB1 is just like a super simple demonstrator that was built by Boom Aerospace, Boom Supersonic, who are wanting to build a passenger liner. And it's mostly so they can sort of build some experience with supersonic aircraft design. I'll be honest, like Hackers is meme worthy, but Sneakers is a much better movie, right? So Sneakers is my favorite hacker movie by a long shot. It's also much more Bay Area than Hackers. Okay, so we gotta put some stuff on here. I guess this is where we start to put the intakes on. War Games is pretty good as well, but the hacking in that isn't particularly good. But Sneakers is just, it's full of so many good, smart references. You can see that whoever wrote Sneakers really understood like the old school hacker community. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Okay, so I get this on the bottom, and I need, oh, there's a thing on here I need to put in. I'm apparently missing. This looks the wrong color. This is a different gray from, oh, you know what? I've got this backwards. Carless computer teacher? What? Yeah, well, you know, I like to point out that, you know, in the 1960s, while America was trying to land humans on the moon, Britain and France were sort of working on their supersonic airliner. And whenever you hear like weird moon conspiracy theorists saying, why can't we go back to the moon anymore? It's like, why can't we fly on a supersonic airliner anymore? Right? You know, nobody wanted to pay for it. Hey, I haven't watched that. I don't know if I watched that particular thing about the space shuttle. We should have landed Pumas on the moon. There's a great. I haven't got the Concorde kit. That's right. I need to add that to my wish list. Oh, and I really need to take the space behind me and put in shelves, because the Lego stuff is good. You know, it's not even the safety culture. It's really not. It's just simply there's no desire like to spend the money. You hate Boom Overture redesign. It would have been cool if it was a 3-engine version, right? But it'll be interesting to see if they can make it work with the engines and the nacelles like that. Okay. We've got one of these. And I get one of these. So I'm guessing this is the landing gear that we're building. It's really tiny. Scanning around for the pieces. Scan, 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 scan. Yeah, DEF CON. I missed that. Here we go. The funny thing is, I wouldn't be able to go there and talk about hacking anymore because everybody else knows more. Oh yeah, the Concorde's set to retire sooner? Oh. Well, I already placed an order for it, so hoping that it won't be such a big deal. Okay, so these, we have these hands. Hard hands. Okay, there's that. That looks pretty good. And so that goes into this space on the front, and that's the how does it do that? It goes like that. Okay. That's cool, and I guess it sort of is designed so it looks like it could fold in, right? So there we get landing gear coming on the front. Now, of course, the XB1 has pretty tall landing gear, and there's a couple of reasons for it. First of all, like because it uses these long swept wings, I mean, it's obviously a very long plane, and the landing gear in the middle has to be far enough, has to be high enough so that when it pitches up to takeoff attitude, the rear doesn't scrape. And it also has to be like behind the center of mass, but not so far back that it can't pivot around those ailerons. So it's like close to the middle. That means it needs to be pretty high. Yeah, I mean, if you look at just look at the attitude on this stuff, right? I think there's no new plan as far as I know. They haven't stated there's a new plan. It's just like, get them home as soon as possible. Well, guess what? As soon as possible is when Crew 10 is coming home. If they bring them home before that, then it means you've got the only American on the space station will be Don Pettit. Okay, sorry, do this. So I gotta build this thing separately. Exactly, Don would no longer have time for cool photographs. That would be an absolute tragedy. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Don has already been on the space station during weird, unfortunate disasters because, of course, he was on the station when Columbia failed. And if you remember, I made a video explaining how he came home carrying a little more cargo than he was supposed to. I tell you what, I've done a tail strike in my plane, in my little plane, because, you know, you get used to it, but it is totally possible to tail strike many planes. Of course, I'm very careful when I'm doing planes now. I understand what the tail strike attitude is, so I don't do it. But obviously, I don't want to do it because I have cameras hanging from the tail sometimes. So that really 90s techno song that played what video of the Outer Planets, was it Hail Bop by der Dritttraum, which is like a German techno one. The other one I played was but no, that had Mars. The one that had the planets flying around was Space Shanty by Left Field. I think there was that one. Pictures of the Outer Planets. I mean, there was also just very simple, like before I started, Test Shot Starfish. They almost sounded like Pump Panel. I think you're thinking, you're maybe conflating Space Shanty and Hail Bop. So Space Shanty by Left Field and Der Dritttraum has a track called Hail Bop, right? So look for both of those. I'm a big, I'm somewhat of a fan of a German techno. I'm somewhat of a fan of techno in general. General techno. Yes. Okay, so I see this piece here. Okay, so this goes in. No, Scooter. Good Lord, no. Good God. Yeah, it's funny, like, leading up to it, I was like, oh, Blue Origin's just launched. I gotta make sure I put a track that's an homage to Blue Origin in here. What cool tune could I put in that would be totally referencing Blue Origin in a dad joke style manner? And I kept on coming back to, oh God, there's that terrible song, Blue. I was like, no, I can't ask the internet for this. They'll just keep on posting it. So, yeah, didn't do this. You guys are like not sure what I'm talking about, are you? Okay, so I guess these can go in like that. Space Shanty, yes. Space Shanty by Left Field. That is from their first album. Leftism, which is arguably the best album from the 90s. Like, I'm sorry, like straight up the best album from the 90s. It is diverse and full of amazing content. It is everything you want from electronic tunes. And so anyway, highly recommend it. If I can find this thing here. What is this? What? Okay, that is an odd thing to do. No, wait a second. That's not what we're doing. We gotta find like a V-shaped thing. Is it maybe this? Ah, this is what we do. This and there's a black one somewhere. Here we go. You know what? I tend not to. The surfing song from Dark Star, that would be a real deep cut. I should definitely put that in the future sometimes. Maybe doing KSP, but I'll be honest, I want to make a proper video. This is me just sort of hanging out and talking about space flight and things like this. Yeah, I don't know if you've noticed that a lot of the tunes that I played and the video that matched to them, there was more than a little bit of a dad joke involved. And you know that, like, if you notice that dad's joke and DJ are both the same initials. So, yeah, be warned. I probably have a piece of paper. What? Puns. Indeed, they're not dad jokes, they're puns. I've seen Kobe. I thought it was a Chinese thing, but yeah, I've totally seen Kobe Lego knockoff stuff. But again, like the build quality is not great, but they have some interesting sets. They actually have tanks and things like that. Okay, so now we got to put these wheels on. It's really okay. Here's one of the wheels. Goes on the outside. Yeah, I want to talk about the new PHA, right? So the thing about potentially hazardous asteroids is that what happens is we find that the error ellipses will include the Earth. And so we'll say, there's 1 in a million chance. And people are like, oh no, we better get some follow-ups. And then they shrink the error ellipses. And Earth is still inside it. And they're like, oh no, there's 1 in 1,000 chance. So you shrink the error ellipse more as you collect more data. And oh, it's 1 in 100. And then you shrink it and the Earth's suddenly outside. And it goes to 0, like suddenly. So I'm not super worried about it. But yes, I'm paying attention to this object. And I hope that I don't end up having to make a video about asteroids hitting the Earth. Now, the interesting thing is the way the observations are going to work is I think by mid to late February, we will no longer be able to see it. I think we're missing a piece here. I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back to this piece if I can't find the relevant one, because I might be able to replace this with something. I know the piece that I'm looking forward for, and I can add it on later. Okay, so this part now gets... How does this connect? It's not even clear that this actually connects. Oh, I see how this connects. That's interesting. So this pins in like this. Ooh. And that's Orion walking by. wait a second, no, it's like this. That's how it goes, like this. So that goes in there. I'm a little old to be playing with Lego. No, the only people that say things like that are people that are worried that they're too old. Let's be clear, right? The people that say, aren't you a little too, you know, anybody that says that is just basically uncertain of their own thing. You know, and that's unfortunate because real men are comfortable doing whatever they like, right? No, I'm married. I have a family, right? So, yeah, you'll get these people that are like, aren't you a little too much of a man to be wearing a skirt? And I'm like, no, I'm Scottish, and that makes me more of a man than you, right? So, that's how it goes. Seriously. Okay, so this should slide forwards. That's it. 99% of these comments. Yeah, it says up to 99 years. That meant that, you know, some people may actually be too old. You have to be 100 years old to not be allowed to play with Lego anymore. And if that happens to me, you're going to have to fight me for it. You see, here's the, you don't need to, I don't worry about the trolls. I mean, they're just people that are uncertain of their own stuff, right? They're just like weak. Whatever. I don't have to worry about your weakness and insecurity. So, this now goes in. Oh, I see how this goes. Okay, I guess that kind of works. So it goes on the back. There we go. Oh, look, it attaches on the back. Yes, we have landing gear, mostly. Hey, okay, it sits here. So the only thing is we're missing a wheel. It might be in here somewhere. I know what I'm looking for, but I don't see it right now. And it might have fallen out completely, but hey, who's going to notice? It's good enough. Let's move on to the wings. Yeah, I'm a strong enough individual. I don't need to worry about any of that stuff. So I just keep going, do my thing. Here we go. This is made with official Lego pieces, but it's not an official Lego set. Does that make sense? So it's like a third party that basically designs a kit, and then usually this is obviously done for Boom, right? Okay, and then we have this. So anyway, okay, so now, we're getting the wings set up. Well, I don't know why you're watching somebody play with Lego. We're not really playing, we're just talking about stuff. Yeah, you really probably do need a moderator, but you know what? Effort, whatever. This is what happens. Like, I mean, the thing is, like with the videos, I can moderate the comments later. And yeah, you're going to get a bunch of people coming in on these live streams thinking that they can get a rise out of me because, you know, they've got small penises. I don't know. When in fact, it's more like, yeah, chill, whatever. I need to put one of these pieces in that I've somehow missed. I don't know which one hurts the most when I step on it. There we go. Okay, so that's how this works. That's an interesting way of getting variable sweep. The landing gear is really tall. And the other interesting thing about this XB1 is the landing attitude with the Delta Wing is actually really high nose up, and the pilot basically can't see out. So you've got cameras down here that look down, and you fly the display down to the runway. I flew their simulator in Mojave like last year, so I had a chance of that. The wing route I think is yellow mostly as a actually it might be yellow because of like flare. I don't know if it's possible. You could take a look at the stuff at the yeah, 180 knots. Yeah, what was I gonna say? You could take a look at their channel and at their thing to see if they sell it. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't honestly know. So yeah, we get these on here, these on here, and put a little piece here. So we're getting close. So we have like the air intakes here. So we've got to start building like the tail mount and stuff. It's a lot of metal by the looks of things. There may be, I don't know, some of the sections are possibly carbon fiber composites and stuff, but there's definitely like riveted sections. Like towards the rear, it's interesting that I pointed out that they were not using flush rivets and stuff, and I was like, doesn't that affect your performance? And their response was basically, it doesn't actually, because the boundary layer is so thick by that point that it doesn't matter. Hermes versus Destinus. I don't know about Destinus. I really want Hermes to succeed because I like the idea of a hypersonic private jet. I think it's something that the world needs, or at least some people need. I think I want to be able to see something like that fly around just because I prefer technology to be going forwards rather than going backwards. I'm all for like the future. Oh, I got a chat message here. JMRS Desk says, under duress, you kept your professionalism during your Ellie interview when you needed to say no. Well, so here's the thing. Actually, I invited her to come in during the sound check, and I thought we would all be set up and ready to go. And it'd be like, hey, look at my DJ setup. Hey, like, look at this. And no, it was like sheer panic as nothing in the soundboard is working. And they're tearing the club up around us and taking out seats. So it was actually pretty funny, but I'm still happy with I'm happy how it turned out, right? Elite Dangerous, I'm currently out in the black. I started trying to fly back for the assault on Earth, and then I smashed my canopy open and I was limping back like 100 jumps before I found a station again, and I'm still out in the black again. Okay, there we go. So now, flip this over and put the black on here, into the black, like this. Yeah, Elite Dangerous, I still really like just flying around in that because it feels good, There's like I don't know, what's the word? It's just like the flight model. It feels like a good experience. Having said that, when I'm trying to I'm doing a lot of flying in just X-plane because I'm trying to work on my instrument rating. So there is that as well. Will I ever get a jet? Wouldn't I love to have a jet? I would love to have a jet. But it's a lot of money, and you need a lot of experience, and they're very expensive. They're very expensive to run. You can actually buy a jet for a reasonable price. It's just maintaining it becomes ridiculous. And yes, I did see the F-35 crash, and I'm waiting sort of to see if there's more information that turns up, because all I see is a plane spinning in it, like in a basically fully developed multi-axis spin. And thankfully I see the pilot has ejected, but beyond that, like, we don't have very much information about what's going on there, or how that happened. So I expect we will have the usual suspects giving us a, lowdown on it, a little bit of a story. Blanco Lirio, of course, is the guy I tend to go to because, yeah, he seems to know what he's doing, and he's kind of local. I occasionally land at the same field as him. So I should really, figure out if I can say hi sometime. What I like about Juan Brown is, you know what his channel means, like Blanco Lirio. You know what that is? It's like White Lily or something in Spanish. Oh my God, the Pipistrelle panthera, I would love that. It is so efficient, and it's complex, retractable. That would be my dream plane if they got fully certified and they had a few years to get the bugs out of it. I think I could get that. Yeah. Anyway, yes, I like it, and it's pretty fast for what it is. So I given the opportunity for any plane, that would definitely be high on the list. But having said that, if Cirrus ever made like a retrack, like a turbine or something, that would be pretty cool. Could I fly with Jared? I would love to fly with Jared. I would love to discuss NASA's, thing. What's the word? Like the A in NASA, what it's supposed to be. Yeah. Oh, you say that I have the right amount of hair for my taste? Yeah, Jared from Subway, didn't he have a whole wasn't he doing something with women in his church? Anyway. Yeah. You got to pay for it. That's the thing. The Pipistrelle panthera actually looks affordable. That's why it sort of appeals to me. How about James May washing machine? What? Okay, so these are the landing gear things, I guess. Okay. So we have landing gear covers to make it look like the landing gear opens up. That'll help hide. There we go. Yeah, I think the yellow stuff is like an accent. Oh yeah, so yeah, I that's right. I need to send my set to Dr. Robert Zubrin. I was, wasn't expecting him to be interested in what I did, but apparently he told me that he wanted a copy of it. So, no, he didn't like the music. He just liked the visuals. It was like, this is a summary of like my entire life in space. I'm like, okay, well, I can help you out there. A Gulfstream. I don't need a Gulfstream. I would be happier with something that's. Oh yeah, he was at the party. He was apparently like digging my music. He wasn't digging the music. He was digging my visuals. I am putting. So first of all, the deck recording of the DJ set has been posted to my Patreon right now. So that way you can hear the music and see the visuals that go along with it, right? I am possibly doing another edit which will have crowd visuals, but I'm waiting for ambient recordings from the room and other stuff like that. Okay, congratulations on your solo, Davey. Just remember the plane is going to climb faster, right? That's gonna be, don't get freaked out by it. You're gonna look sideways and you'll be like, oh. You'll be fine though. So I'm missing, there's some pieces that are missing. Where did these go? There is, there's some pieces that are marked on here, but I don't see where they go. It's like, add these parts. Where? I'm sure it'll become obvious later. I'll just keep building. Yeah, technologies. Technology is what we're looking for. Yeah, so do you know what your introductory flight is going to be in? What kind of aircraft? Not that I know a lot about a lot of aircraft, but I'm curious. That's good. What did you study? What did you study with? I used the Sporties thing, and I used the MIT. Oh yeah, Cessna. I mean, Cessna 182 is pretty darn common for our first flight experience. Oh, wait a second. We have this. I must have missed that part somewhere. I think these go in like that. How is that supposed to work? I'm trying to figure out how this gets connected because this doesn't match up at all. Okay, you know what? I think I might have got this wrong. I think that is how it goes. Okay. I don't think there is an ejection seat on the boom plane. I've flown up to Oregon, and that was with a friend, but that was just a day trip. I am gonna go. I would totally go to space if I had the chance, either if somebody paid or if it was cheap enough. You know, I think opportunities are there. But yeah, I want to go back to Oregon because I need to do like a cross-country flight of a certain like range for my commercial rating. So I've looked and like I found this out a few weeks after I did this flight to Oregon. I realized it's like, oh, if only I hadn't flown with my friend, I could have logged this. So guess I have to just go again. So this is now we're adding some curvature to the surface. Why don't you need a commercial rating? So aircraft ratings or flight ratings, it's a bit like achievements in video games. You know, you don't need to get them for some people. Like, sure, okay, so now some people have job requirements for them, I understand that, but for me it's more like, oh, I could get an achievement. And if I could get paid to fly 100%, yeah, you got to start getting them all. I want to get like gyroplane rating just for fun, maybe a helicopter, glider, multi-engine. I want to get some turbine time. Yeah, the Spruce Goose. I flew the Spruce Goose in Flight Sim and demonstrated it is actually possible to do something, it is actually possible to roll it under the right insane circumstances. as long as you're prepared to lose a lot of altitude. Oh, I think all these things are very likely to be interested. How are we doing here? It's looking not bad, right? I like the fact that it has landing gear and it has landing gear doors. I like the fact that you can actually have the doors on it. I might take. I think I'll just leave the tire off the back because clearly I don't have it or it's gone somewhere. I've got some photos in here we can look at as well. Oh, I see the wheel. I found the wheel. So now we have that. See, I knew it would turn up eventually. Excellent. Starting to look good. A Scott Manley starter kit? What? Next to the beer. That's right. I'm out almost. When was the last? Oh, it would have been in Scotland. I had tatty scones in Scotland, but I've occasionally made them in the US because you just start out with mashed potato, and okay, so it looks like you add this underneath, and then stick this on the back here. So this is obviously working on the empennage. I do actually have some iron brew in the fridge, but it's my kids bought the iron brew, so I'm not allowed to have it. Beer is emotional support for Irish people. Ooh. Lego Scott Manley kit, that is a good question. I'm not sure what would be in it. Okay, so we gotta work on the engines now. I should get a cool tattoo on the top of my head. I think I have enough going on the top of my head right now. So 2 of these things, 1 of these things, 1 of these, 1 of these. Okay, I think that's all the stuff we need. And it starts out by putting 2 of these together like this. You made wine out of Minute Maid juice. Sounds classy. Come on, go through. There it goes. Have I ever gone sky? No, that's another thing that I want to do. And they do actually do tandem skydiving at my local field. So, and actually I found out one of the pilots that flies the 182 for that is Scottish. So it's kind of funny. Oh, okay. So that's interesting. So we do this now. So we do 2 engines like this. So Boom Supersonic sent me this kit as a sort of, hey, did you know that we're still doing this? And they also sent me some other cool stuff for this flight. Yeah, I had thought about doing that prior to aerobatics flight, but basically there was no time between the option and the actual event, so I just sort of rushed it. I speed ran it, so to speak. Okay, so we're building the second engine. So it's a 3-engine plane. They didn't build their own engines. They just basically bought old engines from fighter airplanes. Oh yeah, well, so I visited Boom like literally when I was crossing the Mojave. I was driving back from my wedding anniversary trip down to SoCal. And we're like, we could totally make a flying visit. We could totally fly through Mojave. And so I went in and we got to fly the simulator. And it was pretty sweet. Okay, so how does this work? We do like that. Okay, I think this is what it's supposed to do. Okay, like that. And that. And then this one will be slightly harder because it goes on there. Well, no, they've just gone Mach 1.12. And they did it 3 times today, I believe. Do I like UK or USA? I mean, I like California because that's different from, say, Texas. Okay, so there's a piece missing here. Oh, I see. So I need to find this piece. This piece goes in here. It's really shiny. It's really hard. Would I fly the Overture? Maybe. There's like money involved. That's the only thing. A lot of money involved in flying something that fancy. Oh, I see how this goes. Okay, so these parts are supposed to cover this. So we're going to lock this in. When do I think SpaceX will use a Super Heavy? Not sure. Yeah, so they did a live stream this morning about their Supersonic thing, and they actually went Supersonic live. And the funniest thing about that, and this is, I don't know, I find it amusing anyway, is that how do you build an in-flight camera system to do air-to-air shooting? And you might think, oh, like they wanted to do live streaming. And so the solution they came up with, which is like pretty hilarious, is they had a Starlink that they basically put inside the cockpit of one of the chase planes, like just Starlink Mini above or behind the seat. And so it was broadcasting Wi-Fi. And then they had the person sitting in the back seat using an iPhone, just filming it and streaming it live, which is like hilarious that they did something so ridiculously simple, because it really is like the simplest way to do it. It's super practical, right? Okay, this goes in here. Right. I mean, it's like, guess what? You know, Apple and everyone that supports the Apple ecosystem has done a lot of work on streaming live from the phone and solving those problems. And so, you know, those problems have been solved, and getting the Wi-Fi out there, guess what? That's a solved problem with Starlink. So, okay, there's our engine set up here. I guess, yeah, that's not as bad. It's so shiny, it's really hard to do. Hard to see. So we got to put the stickers on. XB1, XB1. It's not particularly quieter. There's definitely a bit more understanding on how to make like an aircraft that goes supersonic and make it make less noise, but it's not. I pulled the backing paper off this thing, great. So this is be slightly more difficult. I actually, if I could get like a Starlink plan that lets me fly at 150 miles an hour, I might do some live streams while flying. Okay, here we go. XB1 right here. So I gotta be very careful. Stickers can be problematic when they cross boundaries. It does look like a cruise missile if you ask me, but Very cool. Yeah, I think they're J79s. Well, like there's engine noise and then there's a sonic boom thing. It's a sonic boom that really causes trouble for things on the ground. Anyway, so the quiet demonstrator that NASA is building is the X-59. And the whole thing about that is essentially trying to get rid of the ends and make something that's less bangy. Right, so yes, I wouldn't live stream. The person in the right seat would do that, and I would fly the plane. We did try this, but getting cell phone reception reliably was dubious. I do have autopilot. Yeah, I have a really nice autopilot on my plane, but again, you want to make sure that you are paying attention and everything, because the autopilot will happily fly you into other aircraft if it can't see it. There we go. Okay, so we get sticker on this side now. Okay, next. We're getting there, getting there. Well, I'll tell you what, I would not be streaming if I was IFR, because you have to pay attention to the radio, and that's like even more involved. Have I missed a piece again? I'm just looking here. Nope, I'm not missing a piece here. I just literally skip over that. Great, okay, so we do this. Yeah, you know, if you used a self-driving car on the phone, while driving a car and using your phone or whatever, they would still hit you with the same laws of, distracted driving and cell phone use. So don't do it. Yeah, you probably can't. I don't think you can fly supersonic. You're not supposed to fly supersonic in the US anyway, but I suspect if they do allow supersonic overflight for certain aircraft, then they will almost certainly have to fly at high altitudes and have to fly, that means flying IFR. So yeah, there'll be no VFR sonic boom making going on. A GMRS radio? There we go, that's it. Are the aviation laws governing impaired operation due to similar? Yeah, they are. Well, first of all, there's zero tolerance for operating aircraft after. You have to wait 8 hours between drinking anything and flying a plane. And your alcohol limit in the blood has to be below 0.04 grams per whatever metric they use in the US. But funnily enough, I figured out that you can fly flight simulators and log the time. It's actually legal. So wait a second, how does this work? Okay, so I got to build up the bottom of the plane a little more. So flip this over. Oh, we got some more stuff to do here. Oh, this is complicated. Okay, so my brain is start trying to comprehend what parts go where here. Because I am missing, I must be missing a step. Okay, so yes, this goes on here, like this. I think you can still talk to the ISS on ham radio. Somebody has to be manning it. So typically they will set up session timers for this. So, like times when you can actually do this. I'm just not sure when. Okay, so these. maybe not quite that far. It's not quite that far. It's more like this. Is that really what we're doing? Seems very, very simple. I know that Don Pettit is actually a ham operator on the station sometimes, so, you know, there is that. So this part doesn't give me the counts on how many pieces there are. I think, though, is this correct? I'm worried that I'm missing a step in this. Gotta rewind. Ciao for now. Okay, so actually, I see this, and then somebody puts. Okay, somebody put this over the top here. Okay, so that's a part that's a step that I missed. That's good. Okay, so that now makes a little more sense. Marginally more sense, not that much more sense. It has been a very long day for me. It's showing its belly to the world. Okay, we also need to put this out here. Oh. Hey. That's my other half coming in the door. Hi, honey. Do I do have some other Lego stuff which I can cover at some point, but right now, might need to help out for a minute. I'll say that.
Well, you could, yeah. It's alright. I'm good. It's noisy.
It's noisy? What's noisy?
Well, I mean, background noise.
Hey,
Life goes on.
and it
Groceries
goes
must be
on and
purchased.
on and on and on. This doesn't make sense. I'm gonna try a slightly different one. Ugh. The kryptonite, yeah, groceries. Oh, it's not a big deal. So there's a part that's not quite right. Oh, I know what's going on here. Okay, I see what I'm supposed to do, I think. The problem is that it's all in black. So like, it's really hard to see exactly where this stuff goes. But I presume what happens is this goes like this. I'm sure she noticed the dubious cinematography repeated again. I don't know. I've just seen some comments about the quality of the cinematography. PG Tips is my obvious one. What do you mean? The reflection? You think I'm going to be like swiping credit cards or stuff? Like having people dance around? Okay, we got this. And that means that we can smooth out the rear just a little bit. No, I like going to this. I don't trust other people to go to the store and get the stuff. They're like, oh, you got the wrong stuff. Wrong size, wrong shape. It smells. Okay, so we got that. And now the next step is to do this. There is something missing here again that I've somehow forgotten. I think these go in here. It's just trying to get the back of the plane smooth and everything is becoming more complicated. The thing is, it shouldn't be that big a deal because we can't actually see it. The TV show, what? Constellation, I haven't watched that. Yeah, Astro Awards was, and we actually had a problem with the club. They had limits on how many seats they could have if they were supporting that many people. That was why there was no seats in the club. So yeah, if you were looking for a place to sit, I'm sorry. That's not true. There's plenty of options with British food as well. But actually, the cereal that I tend to eat a lot of is Raisin Bran Crunch. And that just shows you that I'm an old man now. But an old man that can still rock a party with my records. That's right. Okay. That's starting to look good. Can I eat haggis? No, the haggis they give us is not legal. The haggis like that we would get in Scotland has stuff that's not legal in America because they're all worried about, you know, diseases and things like that. Organic wild caught haggis. Aye. Okay, so why do that? It just makes... Oh, is this supposed to be... No. I was about to say, is this a rudder? But it's not. Oh, you can totally get, like, fake haggis stuff if you want. But, you know, that's fake haggis. Of course, we just had Burns Night over the weekend. In fact, it was the same night as the Astro Awards. So, yes, instead of reading Scottish poetry, I was just dropping tunes, right? Playing the records, making the noise, bringing the noise. We're almost there. We got a few pieces left to go. So yeah, you never got to hear me do the address to the haggis. For fire on his son's face, great chieftain of the puddin race, upon the Maya take their place, pigs tripe a thirn. Well, are you worthy o' a grace as Langsby arm? It's terrible, but that's my sort of half-assed version of the address to the haggis. For those of you that don't know what that is, that's Scottish poetry by a man named Rabbie Burns, the Scottish bard. Aye, tae a moose, wee sleekit cur and timorous beastie. Oh, what a panic's in that breastie. You needna start away so hasty with bicker and brattle. I don't remember that one so well. Craig Ferguson, I remember Craig Ferguson when he was still playing like student unions in the 90s, and I was delighted when I found out that he'd become like well enough known in America that he was running the like he was doing the TV show. I think this tail plane goes up here. It's telling me that I need to stand. I'm gonna have to figure that out in a minute. Okay. Greetings from Frankfurt. Isn't it like sleepy time for you guys? Okay, we get this. We have this. We're getting very close to finishing up. One of my favorite moments in the Craig Ferguson late night show was when basically the day after Sully landed in the Hudson, the Miracle in the Hudson, and he's like, oh, I've been learning this stuff. He's just like so, like, it's just like he delivers it in some sort of level of comedy awe in a way that just made it relatable. Oh, Robin Williams, of course, is a local legend as well. Like, Robin Williams, he lived in, like, Marin, same county as us. And we renamed, wait a second. We renamed the tunnel just north of the Golden Gate Bridge after Robin Williams. Okay, it looks like we have a couple of pieces left, but that's the final piece. Just got to get it on there without breaking anything, which is not trivial. Then I have to go off and make some videos. Make a video about this for reals. But I think we got it. Look at this. There we go. Look, we have air intakes on the side there, right? So we get the 2 intakes down there. We got the 1 on the top, 3 engines in the back, and we have landing legs. Aye, Craig was, you know, proper Scott. There's 2 of these. Where would these be gone? You know what? I know exactly where these should be. Did he interview Karen Gillan? That would make total sense. So it's very rear heavy. So I'm gonna say, and this is already with the wheels sort of rolled back. Maybe I could roll the wheels back just a bit more. There, just slightly further back. But I'm gonna have to take these off if I'm gonna put these pieces in place. You went to see Mid-Year, Mr. Okay, so what have we got? We get some other stuff here. We have a XB1 patch. See, Mojave Air and Spaceport. First supersonic flight, boom, XB1. So yeah, there we go. We have that. I should actually put this up here so you can sort of admire it. But if it falls backwards, I'm doomed because it'll fall off the table. There we go. Move it a little bit closer. Yeah, they gave me 1. Very nice. So we get some stickers. You know, they're Boom Aerospace stickers. That's their logo. It's not it's where Virgin was. Yeah, they are now. I think they might still build stuff down there. There's another Boom sticker here, but it's not actually a sticker. And we get some pictures from previous flights. So now we can see what these are, how these compare. See? There we go, side by side. There you go, see? What do you think? Do you think there's a family resemblance? It's not bad. What else did they give? Just very careful again. Got them getting on board. Like you can hear like Top Gun theme in the background. Yep. There's another one. You can see the yellow trim a little bit better on that one. And there you can see the landing gear, just how tall that is. Yeah, it definitely could use a nicer nose cone. I'm not sure the best way to get around that. Getting into the cockpit there. And back to, yes, these are some nice little glossy postcards. And there was a t-shirt. And of course a VIP guest pass, which I couldn't use. Would have been cool to use it though, yeah? So, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to say bye, see you guys later, and then maybe I'll get around to making a video. So yeah, be cool. See you all later. Fly safe. And oh yeah, no, I'm Mascot Manly, and of course, fly safe. Yes. Be excellent to each other. Be excellent to each other. Yes. How do I stop?